Oh my word. Oh my word, everyone. Hi. The vibes, right? 20th of Jan, that's the date today, 20th of Jan, 2026. We have just been, we've just entered what Stefan Burns, I'll link the video in the description, has called a near Carrington, a near Carrington event, not the word like, a near Carrington event is how he described this solar storm that we are in right now. And from what he has said about the Carrington event, it was just one of the most intense solar storms that Earth has ever been caught in the history of what has been recorded. So outside of what's happening astronomically, I'm sure you can feel, and we've all been feeling for years now, that this has been a pretty historical point in time. I saw a tweet today where someone said that this year feels like the first year that hasn't felt like a long 2020, like an extended version of 2020. And I get it. I love that. But to add, or rather, but just to add to that, this feels to me like, yes, it's a year that doesn't feel like an extension of 2020, but it feels still like 2020 has touched it. It feels like a, hey, Pearl, I hope you're well too. It feels like a, what? Pre and post, so post 2020, in that, like, this could be one of the first times that we've ever been able to, that we've been given a chance, to like breathe and like break free. You know, it feels like every time we've tried to make an effort at something new in the past 5 years, something would wind us to realize, something would wind us to realize that we still have unfinished business to do. There's just always fucking unfinished business, you know? Or it just feels like there's always something holding us back. Yeah. I suppose that's also very Saturn and Pisces coded in terms of the restrictions on, like, Pisces to me representing the soul. Just very, like, very constraining. But this does feel like free season. The energy is immense. The physical symptoms that I've been experiencing have been a little bit scary and would have honestly sent me to Big Pharma if I didn't already have my wits about how these solar storms affect me physically. I hope that you're taking note as well of how you've been feeling, and just keep a log of how these things make you feel. It does tend to be very cyclic. And please remember, as per a video that I made a while back, I don't even remember what the details were that I mentioned, but I do remember a rule of thumb being 2 weeks, a 2-week period. So any symptoms, any odd things happening with you, if it persists or gets worse over a period of 14 days, I suggest, for me, this is what I do for myself. That's when I will start to look into it, get stressed, you know what I mean? But otherwise, I'm just cruising for real. And it's been really amazing to feed into the narrative, to feed into my inner narrative that says that my biology is changing and my body is upgrading and trying to accommodate more feelings, more expansive feelings, because the expansive feelings have really been settling in. Those random waves of bliss that I feel normally happens with these things, the opportunity to feel bliss. It's still a bit of a fight. It's work, you know, it's energy transmutation. But once the transmutation is done, whoa, the waves of bliss available to us right now are a little bit scary and a little bit like, to me, it feels very overwhelming to feel this kind of light that says it's really okay, and to really understand it. Like, sometimes you say it's going to be okay, and there's a part of you that goes, funny delusion, funny joke, it's going to be okay. Yeah, sure it is. And then it's like two sides of you always fighting against each other. Now there's a clear winner, And and the win, whatever, is so full of love and a sense of like, just it's just so obvious that everything's going to be okay. It's so obvious that like every moment is a miracle and everything's perfect and everything in life is going exactly like how your soul planned it. And it's so obvious that you can just relax and do anything you want, anything you want. It's like, how is it? Yeah, right now to me it feels like I don't understand how I didn't understand it. Like the level of understanding I have right now is like, yeah, it's just crazy to expand in the spiritual understandings and to really feel it and to feel the simplicity of it, especially when it comes in its simple form where you don't have to do anything. It's there in the moment. It's true. It's so real. It's so crazy how real that is. I wanted to start this with an intuitive channeling of like notes that I've taken via patterns and things that I think are a little bit, yeah, things that I just wanted to touch on. Energetically, obviously, with the intensity, it's wonderful, it's lovely, but there comes the darkness as well, which it always seems to match somehow, which I find interesting and a little bit intimidating, but we move. So be careful about what you take in. When you do take in information, be extremely intentional about it. So if you do take in, for example, I'm sure we've all seen the intense tragedy that happened with those children, the school transport. Taking that kind of content and information in, as you take it, do so intentionally. So I love seeing people who say that they're going to pray, who actually word that out. That's the perfect thing to do when you hear and see news like that. Taking it in and just letting it sit inside your energy and your aura can really affect you. I'm finding as well that that my energy is extremely sensitive to that. So I'll take something in and then a few minutes later I'll find myself in a really frustrated, tight mood, and I'll have to trace back to understand where that mood came from. It comes from things like that, from taking in really sad information and not integrating it, transmuting it, or doing something with it. You just take it in and you move on and you scroll and you scroll and you scroll. There is a huge risk of scrolling being a poison right now, like an absolute poison. Like, it's so serious. I'm seeing a lot of people go into social media detoxes. Brilliant idea. General detoxes as well, like sobriety, fasting, adding some kind of ritualistic thing into your embodiment, into your daily living, will be so helpful, especially with like pushing forth your wishes and stuff, manifestation. Now is the time. I'm feeling so deeply into how surprisingly useful it will be for people to practice fasting when they want something, or fast when you bring something in. Yeah, there's someone in my life who does that, and I don't remember who, but every time I saw it in their life. Like, I saw it unfold. Every single time they fasted for what they want, they got what they wanted. Every single time. It's crazy. But also bear in mind that we're all different. We all work differently with elements. We all have our different stuff and even energy things to work through. Please also bear that in mind in this season. I'm feeling into that contrast, that split that's been rumored to happen. And what I didn't understand when that split was rumored and it was discussed was that the split would happen amongst all available dichotomies. Is that the word? Wherever there can be a light and a dark of something, it happens. Love and fear, lots of money, no money, lots of love, no love, people getting many, many love offers at a time, people who want many love offers or want options but aren't getting any options at all. There's like a split everywhere, the employed and the unemployed, everywhere. So please notice which side you are on and notice how you can learn about your positioning in the spectrum, and how wherever you are in the spectrum is a signal for where you are at internally. So I, as an example, am experiencing, when I experience a restriction in resources, I understand that it's a reflection of my relationship with abundance or lack or whatever. You may find somebody who is like spilling over with resources, but they barely have anyone in their lives who they can trust, and they actually barely trust themselves, which is so deep to see in real time. So, yeah, on that, be grateful, be so grateful for who you are, be so grateful for where you are at in life, because I'm, I, I feel that things are going to become more expansive in experience. And as a result, it will be obvious, natural that everything will come with its counterpart. So if there's anything about your life right now that you want to move on from, be aware that wherever you move into in your dreams is going to lack something in this life, that state that you're in, that you'll probably end up missing. Like it always happens, you're always going to retain nostalgia for some period of your life, unless you're some kind of like Buddha guru and you are always in a constant state of gratitude and peace in the moment. Then shout out to you. I aspire to that, obviously, but with as I'm feeling into this beautiful energy that's available to us, I'm also feeling into the absolute like blessing of being a messy human being with like expansive emotions and chaotic thoughts. And I've really been admiring impulsive people, and I've been in really uncomfortable awe of people who can commit evil and feel no guilt about it. I have not been tapped into stories like P. Diddy, but I've been obsessed with looking at P. Diddy's face and taking in his eyes and the way that he has formed in all of the evil choices that he's made. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, energy is so everywhere right now, guys. It's written all over our faces. And that's why I think you find a lot of people are upping or kind of downing in their attraction levels, because a lot of people are starting to really show for what their intentions are inside. And yeah, that's why, again, accountability, lies, all of that shit, it's all catching up with you one way or another. And that's why the chances are that I read for really beautiful people, because I feel like there's a collective of us who are really we are owed a kind of attractiveness and magnetism that we should have gotten a long time ago. because because we're such cuties, we're such cutie pies, and we just got betrayed and lied to and just done dirty, and we even internalized really nasty shit that was done unto us, and then in turn like projected really shitty things onto others. But in our hearts, in our pure hearts, we are so cute and sweet, and we are owed that cuteness and sweetness. And I can feel it like building up in a heart level way or in an energetic way for each of us, for the present moment, for each moment. Hell yes, indeed. Thank you, Pearl. Yeah. Whoa, the scales are balancing hectically. Judgment is such a big theme, even in other readings that I've been watching. A lot of readers are pulling out judgment and justice. So, again, anyone in your life who is lying or whatever, please try to hold them accountable. If it's someone you love doing weird shit, hold them gently, but don't let anybody, don't. I think the best way we can do this as I don't know, as the people who resonate with my stuff, I think we all vibrate on the same level of just having a sense of togetherness in the way we want to move forward. Like, I don't think anybody I read for is doing it alone or wants to do it alone. We all have a sense of community. We all have a good sense of community at this point. So do that, exercise that in holding everybody accountable. Even as I move forward with my work, if you hear me talking shit, please don't be afraid to call me out for the shit I talk. We have to keep together. We have to keep together. Oh, we have to keep together. Oh my God. And it's going to start getting really crazy in these streets in terms of specifically these spiritual streets, the readers and the intuitives, the channelers. I think that something about this industry is going to boom in in indigenous parts, but I really feel like there's something that's going to be so special about South Africa as a whole. I've been saying this for a really long time now, and I think it's going to build up really slowly. But once it gets to the top, at the top, there's going to be I'm feeling into a kind of like clicky situation that's a lot like the way it happens with the Kardashians, where there'll be a central collective who generally garner the most attention, I suppose. But they would have done it in very fishy ways, and their energy is also a little bit fishy. Like, I can already tell who I fuck with and who I don't. And I hope with everybody you have the same, and we shouldn't take it personally. We shouldn't like don't feel two ways about it. You know what I mean? Just we're made for who we are made for, and we are not made for who we are not made for. Just leave it at that. Make sure you know who you're made for. And yeah, I'm feeling into the trickery going haywire. But I think that's also an opportunity for us to practice discernment as per, yeah. Oh, and the love. Oh my God. The unions. If it weren't for what I'm seeing in other people's lives, I'd be a little bit like drained and over it. And oh my God, the romance department in my personal experience it's so dead. And I'm in a space where I'm actually kind of grateful because it allows me to really put my attention, and I'm having such a full awakening in the other loves that I have in my life, especially my friendships, and myself. Actually, I've been really loving time with myself. But anyway, the unions are so exciting. And if you, I mean, I have my thing about romance, but I'm so certain each and every one of us by the end of this year, I'm pretty sure I'm going to meet someone and be in a full blown, like, I'm in love with this person, I could marry them relationship by the end of the year. I feel that so strongly for so many of us. And every time I think about it, I'm just so happy. Oh, there's so much love, guys. Oh my God, there's so much love in the air. And it's so funny that this is happening nearing a Valentine's Day that's rumored to be the least lovey-dovey ever. I saw astrologers discuss how it's going to be very singlehood, very celebrating platonic relationships, very my girlfriends, versus romance. And anyone who's in a romantic relationship is probably going to be really irritated on the day because there's going to be this like imbalance of scales of people realizing, hey, well, hold on, I deserve better, or damn, Valentine's Day is so much work. Nah, nah, nah. Like, you know what I mean? Lots of tension. It's not going to be very romantic apparently, but I think mainstream, it's not going to be very romantic for NPCs. It's not going to be very romantic, but I think for everybody outside, everybody in their sovereign journey, I think it's going to be the most romantic romance unions, yes, Valentine's Day ever. It is incredible how many new unions have found each other over the past few months. Since around November, it feels like there was a boom in all of that, which is so pretty, so nice. And I'm feeling a further boom this coming, not really Valentine's Day, but it feels like it's going to happen, like, it feels like it's going to happen over a stretch of time. Like, not just, I don't know how to explain it. I'm feeling into like, it feels like it's just going to be a continuum of divine unions just happening over a period of like years, honestly. But I am feeling into a lot of people who are surprisingly not single by the end of the year, who thought they were going to be single and they were on their single journey and celibacy and da da da. But by the end of the year, they are so ridiculously in love that they actually, memory before this person is completely wiped out. It's so exciting. It makes me feel so warm inside. I can't even describe it. Oh yeah, and the depression and the anxiety and the darkness, the shadow when it does come, and how, given the duality of it all, it will tend to come stronger, but it's definitely not going to come without a greater opportunity to heal. I saw somebody, I think her name is Elua, I'll find her profile and link it, who said that during these times, these energetically potent times, if there's anything that you do that you push against, And like that you do even when you're super, super tired, the chances of you getting that thing that you want, that you're doing it for, will blow up like 10 times. So, for example, she's the example of exercising. If you exercise during this time on a day when you're really, really tired, the gains and the muscle and the productivity that you'll gain from that session will be more than you would have gained during an unenergetically potent time. And that feels scientifically true. It resonated when I heard her say it, but it also just feels scientifically true. You know, like how before you die, before someone dies, there's this period that I've forgotten what they called, where the dying person gets a gust of energy, and it's almost like they're gonna live, but then they die like the following week or something. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. It's science. It's the laws of the universe. which is also like one of those things, during your shadows, if you can just remember the laws of the universe, do the actual act of blending religion and science into one. It's pretty complicated. But if you can manage to find that within you, yeah, you'll be surprised. There's so much room for us to understand things now and to heal just by sitting and contemplating it for a little. And like, yeah, this feels like over a long period of time, though. We're definitely going to wean a little bit off of our dependency on the government systems. That includes like the mainstream stuff. School is going to start looking different. I do see banks and that looking different. And even the experience of like going into a bank or going into something like Home Affairs, it's all going to really change, especially with the help of technology. So yeah, wow, it's actually a lot when you really think about how much change we're in and how much nothing like what we see now is going to, like, I wanted to say 10 years, but it's giving 6 or 7 years. Things are going to be fucking different in a little bit of a scary way that might shock us millennials, especially. But anyway, yeah, now I'm reading way, way into the future. I feel like I've been yapping enough. I just hope that you feel excited. I really do. I think it's such a wasted opportunity now, like I've titled in a previous reading. It's such a wasted opportunity not to be excited and hopeful and to like understand that the best is yet to come, truly. And there's also just so much to appreciate about the period that you're in right now. I'm feeling into a simplicity about the way that we are right now that we really might miss in the future because of how much everything's going to be so busy. Oh my God, everything's going to be so busy. Have you seen people talk about alien disclosure? How casual it is now? They basically soft launched it. Like pretty much everybody understands where they stand on the fence, and a lot of us are expecting it. Casually. This is not casual. Anyway, I've always known aliens existed, by the way. I just think it's going to cause a crazy ripple effect across the entire universe when it's a fact. I've had conversations with people who don't believe that aliens exist. I can't believe how they're going to feel. Everything's crazy. I'd like to offer a shuffling. All right, then. To close off, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. So just to get on the earthly plane, busy talking about aliens, but we have to land here. Four of Pentacles underneath the deck. If we're talking about aliens, right, we're talking about consciousness, we've had the conversation about human evolution. We need to really start understanding why we're working these dead-end jobs. We need to understand why we're still moving about life as if we can't make every single decision satisfying our inner child. We have to start drawing the line between what is mature action and what is literally just a repression of the self. Like people who think they're behaving like adults, but they're actually just being very, very mean to their inner child. Really crazy radical suggestion that I'm about to say here, but get everybody around you who you see working, because I don't think I'm reading for people who are working particularly miserable jobs. But I do feel like if there's anyone around you who is working a job they don't want, or who's just in this lack frequency in general, it's probably going to affect you and spill over to you. We need to start having more conversations. more honest conversations with each other about how we can go about living happier lives for real. We need to start helping each other dream bigger and make more aligned choices in the little things, more aligned choices to ourselves, choices that are more aligned to our hearts. This may sound like a bit of a far-fetched thing, but this is something that's always been on my mind since the very beginning of our social media movement in solidarity with all these oppressed nations. Like, people posting about a free Palestine and whatever, but then will go right, like pretty much the next week and sign a deal with Coca-Cola or show their meal from McDonald's. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand how people are not walking their talk, right? People are not walking their talk. They're living dissonance in real time. And it's confusing to other people. It can be confusing to other people. Thank you, Pearl. Thank you so much for this comment. I appreciate this so deeply, especially with how long I've been doing this. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that comment. I have definitely lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so we have the Nine of Discernment. The Nine of Swords. Yeah, so a lot of people are just like depressed about the choices that they're making in their lives, and they're making it other people's problems, or they're caving in within themselves and they're isolating about something that is actually a quick solve. You just have to really you just have to make guys, you have to make the scary decision. I don't know how. Every time I sit with this energy, I feel like I'm talking to, I imagine myself talking to a soul who is very specifically struggling to resign from a job because the job gives material security, but this job is so boring and it doesn't fulfill them, and it honestly feels like they're decaying inside with every second they dedicate to this job. I don't know how to reach through to that part in you that just that actually doesn't care for the material security, and that just wants to feel safe. But in order for a child to feel safe, isn't it, a child must feel like they can have fun? To me, that's how I understand childlike energy. And I'm just feeling into a frequency of somebody who really wants to have fun, and they really want to connect with their childlike nature in the innocence and the purity and the believing that things will turn out okay. And that's why I keep saying it's such a waste of time to not be excited and hopeful. But so many people are not excited. They are not hopeful. They are very fearful. They are very scared. Yes, exactly. Oh my God, the Seven of Swords and then the Ten of Wands. This is the energy of the collective at a time when inside there is something new. There's something new, outside of this being like a new job offer or a new job opportunity or a new way to look at your material world in terms of the way you make money and interact with your 3D. To me, this is the experience of life, right? Like all of this is 3D. This is 3D to me. So, and everything from our 3D experience is rooted in what happened when we were a child. And I think, again, yes, so many people are underestimating how much of what they're doing right now is from when they were really hurt as a child. And this is also, this is so central. This is so deep in the spirit that it's actually so much bigger than just going to therapy. Therapy is a good place to start though, but this is so much bigger than that. But now that I'm looking at these cards, this is actually like, this may be the time to book a therapy session. And at this point, there are so many available. Oh, God, I felt into the suggestion of, oh my God, and I hate this because the amount of stories of people who get too carried away with ChatGPT, it sucks. Oh, I hate it so much. It's so terrible to be on the line like this, but technology is so useful. AI and, oh God, the personability of an AI machine is so useful for somebody who really struggles with these emotions, is deeply isolated in their behavior, and really needs someone to talk to. I hate suggesting this, but if you resonate with this frequency, do it with such caution, please. Do it with caution and time yourself even. Don't get too carried away. But laying your thoughts out is helpful. Okay, journaling. Yeah, journal. God, I forgot about that. But in terms of the feedback loop, it might be useful to have a very quick and very restricted conversation with ChatGPT. Unfortunately, it sucks so hard, the damage it does to our psyche and whatever. But I've seen a lot of people who are balanced in themselves use AI in a way that has blown my mind, and in a way that has really made me accept that we are, hey, technology, there's nothing we can do. It's happening. Let me pull one more card and get serious. Thank you. One more card. Interesting. I picked up the Eight of Cups. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse. Oh, nice. And the Magician beneath the deck. This is again a thing of like, and strength, amazing. And then what is under that? The Nine of Pentacles. Brilliant. Wow, I love this as a practical solution. Shadow work. Do a spell on yourself to take note of your agency. Say daily affirmations that remind you of your agency and your sovereignty. Yeah, nice. Brilliant cards underneath. Oh, so good. Okay, yeah. Sovereignty. Somebody's mindset needs to shift into a more expansive understanding that they're protected and that they're more in control of reality than they think. Somebody is extremely pressed. No. I'm just feeling into a stubbornness to let go of something. Yeah. I'm feeling into a stubbornness to let go of something. More specifically, a job or a way of being in the material world. Maybe a behavior. This has also been a big theme of people's thought processes. Some people are addicted to being depressed and to being a victim. Yeah. And then being in the present moment, man, I know that we say it often and I know that everybody hears it, we all presence, yeah, so beautiful, but it's actually very difficult. There is a vlog that I just saw recently of somebody who I've never seen somebody embody presence like the way this person did when they went camping. I'll put the link in the description and I suggest everybody watches it to understand this. Never seen anybody embody presence like that. Even yeah, I've just never seen it. And I'm pretty aware of all the presence, the spirit fluencers who say that they're always embodying presence and da-da-da and being in the moment. And they even have this tone of voice that makes you think, wow, they must really know presence. No, not like this person. I will link the vlog. Beautiful stuff. So if you can achieve whatever it is that she holds in that video, in that vlog, and that can be done in any moment, mind you, that's also the thing. That's the thing. It's so difficult to see these lessons this way, especially when the lessons hurt and they come in the form of really painful shit like death or an illness or a very drastic change in your life circumstance or heartbreak. But it really is all to just bring you back to you, to the moment, to understanding how powerful you are. And obviously to building strength. All of these important human facets. It makes me feel like we're living in a Black Mirror episode. We are you, and it's only going to get it's going to get more Black Mirror-y, but it's going to be fun for those of us who keep who it's going to be fun for those of us who can merge all the worlds, because AI. So I feel like AI is growing to kind of create a world or a globe of its own. I think for me, the people who are going to be, I think in order to take advantage of the world that we're growing into, you should be able to hold and be in all worlds at once. So I think people who can hold themselves in nature, give respect to nature, give respect to technology, know how to use that, know how to even merge those two in a sustainable way. I think those are the people who are who should be the next world leaders, honestly. Yeah, separate topic. I don't know if okay, just so you see, you know what I mean? Then the Three of Wands, then the Seven and the Nine, 10 of Cups, I beg your pardon. It's like, it's training. It's training. It sounds so, it sounds so, it can be so annoying to hear. Yeah, like I said, it can be so annoying to hear when the pain is deep. But everything, all of it, even the pain is a lesson and it's training. It's all temporary stuff. This is a forgetting. To me, this is a forgetting. This is a forgetting of that. Someone forgetting that everything is temporary. Not someone not giving room to the cycles, to the newness of things. Someone resisting a new phase of life because they're so adamant about keeping some facet of the old one. This is also a card of nostalgia. Now I'm receiving with that card of nostalgia somebody who doesn't want who simply doesn't want to take agency over themselves. They're too afraid to make sovereign choices because and this is a really really twisted one that I discovered with myself. But yeah, this is the frequency. Hey Lisa, I'm okay. Thank you. I hope you're well too. The frequency of somebody who is scared to make decisions because they don't want to show up for the responsibility of needing to make the decision. Because when you make a decision, whatever happens after that is totally on you because you made that decision. It's such a typical victim thing to have to grow out of. I know it so well, and I think in many parts of my life I'm still trying to overcome that. But yeah, we are all human, so we can only forgive. All right. I decided to go about looking into the, yeah, okay, cool. I feel a little bit insecure about reading the Rider-Waite deck, honestly, as opposed to the one that I'm used to. Because, yeah, this deck and the generalization of each of the interpretations makes me a bit nervous to touch on, like to read with full certainty, but with the practice that I've been getting, I'm realizing this is really a language. This is a really wonderful language. If anyone is interested, has ever been interested in tarot, I really suggest everybody get into it. It's pretty cool. How it's a game, well, it's made by a game company. Anyway, I don't know if I need to pull out any more. I think that this kind of thing honestly takes like, yeah, this card is very thank you for the comments. Thank you. I'm enjoying it too. I love it. This is I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Oh, this is, sorry everyone. That's also like a side effect for a thing that happens during the solar storms, and considering how hectic it is that we're in right now, the storm that we're in. Even SABC News announced it. I was so flabbergasted when I saw that. I looked through their history, and they've only ever announced geomagnetic storms like, it looked like about 7 times since 2012. And I know that this storm is important, but I find it very fascinating that our news headquarters would report something like that. And I get the sense that they're going to start doing it more. I think obviously geomagnetic storms are going to start being more common, but I just find it fascinating that that starts to become a more common conversation. That's going to change the energy industry. That's going to change all industries. That's going to start being a currency. Anyway, I'm so mind blown by how much is changing and by how much is uploading on our consciousness right now. I can feel it. I can feel how much of us are realizing things about our personal selves, about our lives, about the greater collective, about what we want, about what we don't want. And this is why something like this is a bit of an issue, because there's just the budding potential. There's no time to not be willing. Oh yes, so as I was saying before the thing cut, This, I think it's very kind what the universe is doing for us all right now in our stubbornness, and is allowing us to gently make our way into the newness instead of forcing us through the tower. I am a tower girly, so because that is my experience, I'm always expecting a tower moment in my life. This, thankfully, is not a tower moment. This is the universe kindly giving you the chance to make the decision and to grow and move on when you're ready. So, yeah, that's very sweet. Frankly, there is something in you or someone you know, someone you love deeply who is part of your heart and who changes your mood. There's someone, you or them, is refusing to let go of something that they should be letting go of now, that they're getting a chance to let go of. The universe is like kind of softening up and bending and opening in a way that you have to pay attention to give you a chance to like heal and to focus on yourself, on your inner child again, I feel like saying. But someone's not heeding that call. Just know though that the universe is giving you time. There is always time. And I think it's also so beautiful that the infinity sign shows up across across both cards like this. That's really beautiful. Yeah. That's that to me that feels like being in a void in a good way. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not sure. Let me check. Thank you for that comment. Let me check if the sound problems. Let me check what's happening on my PC and how it's coming out. But actually, you know what? So I think that the recording is going to be okay. I'm looking at the way that my program is reading all the systems, and it seems like everything's fine. And I'd wanted to close soon anyway. I feel called to just shuffle from the intuitive tarot for one more practical suggestion moving forward, or something that the cards, our angels, feel we should leave with. And I just want to actually sit with this before I go. Yeah, please don't be afraid to try something new in work in terms of the way you get your money. Please don't be afraid to try something new. Please don't be afraid to leave your job. I know that it's scary, but you'll be surprised how many people are willing to show up for you during a time when you like need them, you know? I feel like yeah, okay, no, I'm not feeling anything further than that. I'm just feeling like somebody needs to make the decision. It's not a decision making, actually. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not a decision. It's not like you don't know what you need to do. Someone knows what they need to do. Someone knows what they need to leave behind. They know, but they don't want to. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I'm going to shuffle for one more card. I also don't remember if I've read on this before. Oh, funny. And the way it fell out is so incredible. And then we have the Four of Cups in reverse. This feels important. I don't know if I mentioned it in any of the readings I've posted on YouTube, but I've forgotten the energy now. Oh, try something that lights. I think picking up a new hobby may be useful in this time. Doodling, drawing, if you have the resources to be able to get a tufting kit, that tufting thing, sewing, knitting, something with your hands. I've been feeling like maybe really useful for the healing process as well. Massaging, even if you just massage yourself on your main points. Oh my God, this massage here, the vagus nerve, lymphatic, incredible stuff. So anyway, you got the Fool, which is just so typical of the universe. So funny, so haha. Before I get into the Fool, I'd like to just touch on the Four of Cups because it feels like that might be part of the resistance to let go, or to like, it may give us a clue on what we're resisting. I'm totally on this. I know there's something it feels more like it's in my emotional and headspace than anything that I'm insisting on holding on to. I think it's an old way of like perceiving something and being hopeless about something. And I keep pulling cards that say that this is me. And I'm basically always reading my tea. Every single card pull I post has something to do with me in some way. And I just can't find it. I don't know what it is. Inward turning resentment or anger resulting in self-destructive behavior, self-sabotage, inability to see the positive in your life, concentrating instead on all the negatives. Okay, so this is the mental health thing. I'm feeling a lot of people going through like a real mental dip right now, and it's reflecting in their energy levels. A lot of people are really, really tired and aren't making the correlation between their physical vitality and their emotional vitality. And I actually saw this quote about somebody who I've forgotten. I believe it's the person who invented Pilates. They were praised for bringing up the link between I think they called it moral equity and physical vitality. So the less someone looks after their body, the more fucked their moral compass is. That makes so much sense. That could be something that helps. Exercising, that's been something that shoots me right up. I may wake up with my own shit inside, but the minute I go get my exercise out the way, I am a brand new person. It feels so good, and it's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. Exercise, weightlifting, witchcraft. Preparing to leap into the unknown, taking risks, unexpected and inexplicable occurrences, a new path of destiny. Possibly a warning to take care, pitfalls lie ahead. There's pitfalls in every journey. Time to make major decisions. Paradox, apparent contradictions, someone who embodies the full. Perfect closing energy. In times like this, especially when certain situations happen that trigger me and they make me feel a certain way, and I'm the only one who knows and feels through the things, and I look at the camera where God's probably watching me and I go, really? This feels like that moment. Because I also feel the thing inside of all of us that's asking, when will things turn out right? When will everything happen the way that I want it to? Why is there always da 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 da? Like our ego selves are really putting up a fight against our inner wisdoms and our divine. But hopefully hopefully there's like the tube is clean, like we're in the States. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the comment, Tash. Thank you. I wonder what's coming to Pearl. Guys, every time I think about it, I get chills. It doesn't make any sense to me. The rush of energy that I feel with regards to what we are in store for. And it's so funny. And I've said this before in previous readings. I think it's so funny how we can feel the energy of it coming, but we can't see it. It's torture. It's been torture to me. Especially with the waves that come in. Like, anyway. Hey, there's so much. And I'm picking up the deck, and the hanged man remains behind. Guys, I don't know. All I can say is that I know that we're all super, super powerful, right? And we get, like, by now we understand how everything works. And I think that we're about to understand how much of the work that we've done separates us from everyone else, which is also super exciting, because that separation from the NPCs and the kind of like dead minds, the people who don't really want to expand and stuff, that separation of us from them is going to align us with each other. The unions. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful. The hermit mode of it. The breakout season. Exactly. I also feel like we're going to have, because I actually wanted to close off, but I'm so excited about the energy. I think we're going to have a reverse winter. You know how winter becomes hermit for a lot of us, and we go in and we isolate? I think for us, we're going to have an opposite version of that, where our winter is going to be really okay. It's going to be like the way that America and them experience snow. You know how when they get cold, they get the romanticism of like snowfall and like kissing under the mistletoe and all of that cute stuff because they've got the snow and things. We're going to have, I think, that experience, but not because of the snow, because we've done the energetic work to, you know, have a different experience and to have more fun. We're just going to have a lot more fun. This is also a really fun card and a really fun face. It's creepy and unsettling because you don't know what's going on, but I think it's fun. It's silly and ridiculous and just, yeah, we have a lot. Anyway, I need to go. Thank you all for the comments and for letting me know that we're all on the same level. That's so validating because this whole journey is also so hermity in general, right? So it's always just such life to me to be able to firstly yap my shit and secondly have people say, oh yeah, I hear you. You're healing me. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next reading.